What's going on, y'all? We back. It's your boy Zaheen. We back with another reaction to 7 levels of XYZ video. Today it's mutant classification. Right? So this is just X-Men stuff because that's the only thing mutants is part of, so that's what they're referring to, X-Men, right? Make sure y'all like and subscribe. Follow me on TikTok at Zaheen. I know y'all see me on the screen. So let's get to it. You know what I'm saying? This level one is gonna be brutal. I'm telling you, it's crazy.
Level 1, Epsilon.
Ooh, my man Head.
Barnell Bohusk, better known as Beak, looked like the kind of mutant even the
Y'all even
X-Men
got the
didn't
nerve to
want him
have
to be.
wild
His
names.
mutation
Bohusk.
wasn't flashy. No laser beams, no claws, no wings strong enough to soar through the sky. Instead, he had a scrawny bird body, hollow bones,
Mm-hmm.
and a beak for a mouth. Not
Hollow
exactly a
bones.
headliner at Xavier's school. When Grant Morrison introduced him in New X-Men in 2001, he
Mm-hmm.
was immediately the odd one out. Students laughed at him, villains didn't take him seriously, and even his
I
teachers
bet.
struggled to figure out his role. But Beak surprised everyone when he found love with Angel Salvador, a fellow outsider. Together they had kids, a whole brood of them, and suddenly this background student was living one of the most grounded family arcs in X-Men comics. Later on, Beak even got moments of bravery, standing up against Magneto's revolution despite knowing he couldn't throw a punch like Wolverine or Cyclops. His powers may have been
Man, could he throw a punch like me? Like, how bony is this
Maybe
nigga? Like,
sometimes being classified at the bottom might be about representing the mutants who look more human in their struggles than superhuman in their powers. Artie Maddox. He didn't blast fire, bend steel, or shake the ground. His gift was different. He could project thought images into the air, almost like psychic holograms. And since he was mute, those images became his entire
I
voice.
mean,
When
that's
he wanted to
better than
say
the
something,
last
he
dude,
would
I
split
think.
in midair with his mind. In X Factor Comics, this made him invaluable as a communicator, especially for exposing lies or sharing visions no one else could see. But in battle, he wasn't a fighter. He
That's what
wasn't
I'm
leading
saying.
charges
You ain't
against
gotta be no
Magneto
fighter. At least you
or
got
focus on
something. You can
Cyclops.
contribute. That
Instead,
last nigga, that last dude with the beak, fuck he gonna do?
his place as a kid sidekick, often paired with Leech. The two became a kind of mascot duo,
Mm.
vulnerable, innocent, but carrying the emotional weight of what it meant to grow up mutant. Key projections could even replay memories or
See, I wonder if Leech gonna be on here because I don't think he a level one because even though his power ain't really shit, it take other people powers away. That's dangerous. The fuck he talking about? Fuck somebody up with that?
reveal inner thoughts, which sometimes made him scarier than heroes with more traditional firepower. He didn't change the outcome of wars, but he shaped the stories in small, unforgettable ways. Each. He was the exact
There you
opposite
go.
of Powerhouse. If anything, he was a walking power off switch. Born a Morlock and raised in the underground tunnels beneath New York, his ability nullified the mutant powers of anyone near him. Cyclops would lose his optic blasts. Storm couldn't summon lightning. Wolverine's healing factor shut down. At first, this seemed like a curse.
See, with Wolverine, his healing factor go down, but it still fuck you up. You know what I'm saying? Magneto know how to fight? Like, who taught Magneto how to fight? No, he the master of magnetism. I know how to fuck you up with metal. I know how to manipulate that. But if you take my powers away, you probably beat my ass. You know what I'm saying? A little baseball bat to the knees for this little nigga. While your powers is going Magneto, it'll fuck you up.
Even allies avoided him, afraid of what they'd lose if he came too close. But Leech's gift turned out to be essential during high stakes arcs.
I
In
bet.
Mutant Massacre, his presence saved lives by neutralizing threats before they could spiral out of control. Later, in X Factor, he became a kind of secret weapon for keeping volatile mutants in check. Of course, the downside was obvious.
Yep.
Strip away someone's powers, and you're left with a child who can't defend himself. That made Leech both vital and deeply vulnerable. He's been kidnapped more times than most characters, villains realized he was the key to leveling the playing field. For all the ridicule Epsilon class mutants get, he embodied a paradox. Powerless on his own, but capable of turning the
Yeah, but
strongest fighter into just another human. Level 2,
he could pull a trigger.
Forge. If mutants had
I
a
bet
bad
that.
guy archetype, Forge is the original, a
That's my
decorated
dog. I
underdog
had
that would
Forge. I
beat the
had
men shiny and chomp.
listen. I had a lot of these when I was growing up. The like the action figures and shit. I had Forge. You know what I'm saying? I didn't at the time. I didn't even know what Forge did. You understand me? I didn't know. I didn't get the Forge, create, build, or whatever, synonym type thing going on. I didn't even know that was a thing. You know what I'm saying? I was just This nigga look cool. Got the bandana on. Like it fuck some shit up. Got the strap.
His mutation made him a natural inventor, literally. His brain just works differently. When he looks at a pile of parts, he sees blueprints no one else can. Over the years, he built
Mm-hmm.
everything from bionic limbs to time machines. But the weapon that defined him most was the mutant power neutralizer, designed for the government during one of
Damn.
his lowest points. That device ended up stripping Storm of her powers for years, a decision that haunted him
Oh
and
yeah.
reshaped their relationship. His brilliance
That's
makes
what's
him
that little arc was in X-Men 97 just now. For those who ain't ever see it, y'all should go watch that shit. It's one of the best shows I ever seen.
indispensable, but it also isolates him. He's often written as the man alone in his workshop, surrounded by machines no one else understands. The irony is that his own mutant gift, the thing that elevates him above Delta in terms of brains, keeps him boxed into this category because he doesn't have the raw destructive ability of the higher tiers.
Hell no, but
Not a
he can
battlefield
fuck some shit
juggernaut,
up.
and in mutant classification, that matters.
Mm-hmm.
She is the kind of mutant whose power looks boring on paper but becomes terrifying in practice. Her body unconsciously bends probability in her favor.
I mean,
Immediately,
nah,
impossible shots land and catastrophic accidents happen to her
nah.
enemies.
She,
She remains so comfortable.
I mean, maybe she tier two because she could die easy, but I mean, you sure she could die easy? Because I mean, her shit is luck. Like, you the luckiest nigga on earth. So whatever can needs to happen for you to survive this certain situation is going to happen for you. How you beat that? How you beat this person?
Charging into chaos
But all
with a
right,
smirk and a handful of guns. Her
and for the
training task
straps.
force is filled with no way moments, like surviving traps, dodging impossible attacks, or pulling off shots that defy math. But here's the kicker.
Mm-hmm.
The power only works when she's active. It's not luck if she's sitting on a couch, it's luck when she's charging through a firefight. Combine that with years of
Hmm.
mercenary
Okay,
training,
that's
and
something new.
you
I
have a
didn't.
mutant.
That's something new. I didn't know. You feel me? Like if she chilling somewhere, it ain't happening. She got to be in the fight. All right. I mean that may heighten the stakes a little bit. I ain't gonna say it ain't, but
He
all
was
right.
untouchable in combat. Fans got to see how cinematic this really is in Deadpool 2, where Domino casually strolled through a deadly convoy crash like
It
it
was
was a Sunday
atomic.
walk. The secret is that her luck field doesn't guarantee perfection, it just tilts the odds hard enough that she comes out on top. She's Delta because the scale of her influence stops at the battlefield around her. She can flip a fight, but she's not rewriting the weather or toppling cities.
Yeah,
Kitty Pryde joined the X-Men as a teenager,
the homie.
barely older than Bumblebee would later be in the 90s cartoon era. First, her power looked simple, phasing through walls, handy for sneaking around, but not exactly headline material. The more
Right.
she grew, the more terrifying that ability became. Phasing through electronics can fry them instantly. Phasing into a villain's chest can disrupt their heart, and phasing a
Oh,
whole team through solid matter makes her one of the best infiltration experts in Marvel history. Over time,
makes sense.
she graduated from the kid sister of the team to a commander in her own right. In the Marauders era, she captained her own ship, leading rescue missions and even experimenting with new
Damn.
applications of her power.
Say stop your heart. Imagine a motherfucker running through your body and your heart just damn. Blow my shit.
Famous stories is Days of Future Past, where her mind traveled back in time to warn the X-Men.
That's the
Cementing
shit right there. Days of Future Past. That's actually one of the X-Men movies that was pretty fucking good. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never read the comic, but that was good. And whatever they did with X-Men, the original series, I think they did some type of Days of Future Past in that too. It's pretty dope.
center of the team. Still, despite her growth, she remains classified as Delta because her power depends on creative application rather than raw scope. She's lethal if you underestimate her, but she doesn't bend the environment on a global scale like the alphas and omegas above her. Level 3, Gamma, Nightcrawler. Kurt Wagner has been many things: circus acrobat, priest, pirate, X-Man.
Chris
At the heart
Pryor.
of it all is one of the most versatile power sets in the Gamma class. His teleportation works by slipping through another dimension, vanishing with that signature BAMF cloud of
Bam.
sulfur. It's not just a party trick. Nightcrawler can move an entire team through walls, dodge a sentinel blast mid-flight, or reappear behind an enemy with his tail already wrapped around their weapon. The limits are clear. Line of sight matters, and too much strain risks serious injury or even teleporting into solid objects. But Kurt has honed his ability to the point where he can bounce rapidly in combat, hitting multiple points before an opponent can react.
Yeah, the Nightcrawler can fuck some shit up. You know what I'm saying? Because it ain't just he can disappear like that. He got the hands. He'll have a sword in both his hands, his tail, and use his feet like fists, but hit harder because they legs. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
Flair make the power look effortless. Beyond the battlefield, his deep Catholic faith, his role as a moral compass, and his leadership in books like Excalibur give him weight that goes far beyond teleportation. He's a gamma mutant because his ceiling is tactical, not planetary. But within
Yeah, that
that
makes
lane,
sense.
he's one of the most beloved and effective X-Men ever created. Rogue Anna Marie's mutation is dangerous by
No,
design.
she got to be higher than this.
Steals your energy, your memories, even
She has to be higher than this. Ain't no way. This says tier 3. You saying she on the same level as Nightcrawler? She could take your power and not only kill you once she take it, use your power to do whatever the fuck she wanted to do. And she already got super strength and can fly on her own. Get the fuck out of here.
her mutant gifts. Early in her career, that power defined her as a tragic figure, a teenager who couldn't touch another human being without risking their life. Her story shifted dramatically when
She get your memories and everything when she touch you. You feel me? So don't be no nigga. You be a regular nigga, but know a secret. You feel me? It's over. She got you. You might tuck, but after she touch you, might tuck. But
she permanently absorbed Carol Danvers' powers, gaining super strength, invulnerability, and flight on top of her
what we
absorption.
talking about here?
For years, that made Rogue one of the heaviest
That's
hitters on the
fine.
team, rivaling Colossus or Thor in raw muscle. The darker side never went away, though. Holding onto Carol's powers came with Carol's memories, creating a fractured sense of self that haunted Rogue through the 80s and 90s. Over time, she gained greater control, able to touch others for brief moments without draining them completely. But the psychological impact of her powers remained one of the deepest arcs in mutant history. Whether she's leading a team of X-Men or fighting alongside the Avengers, he
Whoop
stands
they
out
ass right there.
because she straddles two worlds, devastatingly powerful, but still limited by the dangerous intimacy of her gift. Jubilee, introduced at the tail end of the 80s.
Hell no. Hell no. Y'all telling me Rogue is on the same level as Jubilee. All right now. Now this guy's wild, and I hope they get better down the stretch. You feel me? Because I ain't seen all of these. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how this is gonna go.
Lee became the face of a new generation of X-Men thanks to one iconic ability, shooting colorful plasma bursts that looked like fireworks. At first, she was comic relief, the mall rat teen tagging along with Wolverine and Uncanny X-Men, and becoming the breakout
Yeah,
star
he
of
was a
the
young John.
1992 animated
Sit
series.
your young ass down somewhere.
She was the entry point into the X-Men mythos. Her powers started small, more distracting than destructive, but over time writers leaned into their potential. Those fireworks could become concussive blasts, strong enough to knock down sentinels or destroy structures. Then
Whatever.
came the wild swings. She lost her powers on M Day, became a vampire during the Curse of the Mutant storyline, and eventually
Jesus.
had her mutant gift restored in recent continuity. Through it all, Jubilee has remained one of the most recognizable
The
mutants in
vampire?
pop culture. Her
Shit.
ceiling is inconsistent. Sometimes she's firing off explosions. Other times she's sidelined as comic relief.
They gotta
But
do
the
that.
franchise
Bring a
is
Jubilee in this thing. You
undeniable.
gotta make it a
These mutants
vampire.
embody the era they
You
were
got her
created
killing
for,
people.
like
Bang.
Jubilee, sunglasses, bubblegum, and all. Level 4, Beta, Wolverine. Logan is the poster child for Beta Class.
Y'all not gonna tell me these guys is more dangerous or volatile than Rogue. It's not happening. I'm not trying to hear that.
Too resilient to count out, too feral to ignore. His healing factor lets him recover from gunshots, broken bones, even nuclear blasts, depending on the era. Layer adamantium across his skeleton and claws, and suddenly he's a walking weapon. What makes Wolverine stand out, though, is how he's been weaponized. The Weapon X program turned him into a government experiment, enhancing his natural mutation with metal and erasing his past in the process.
Off the
Across
chain.
decades, Wolverine has fought in nearly every major conflict Marvel could throw him into, from World War II.
I ain't gonna lie. Even when I was younger and I used to watch X-Men, I wanted Wolverine to slice somebody's fucking. You feel me? Like just for real, like blood go everywhere, splash. You feel me? That'd have been crazy.
To cosmic wars alongside the Avengers. His combat style blends martial arts, animal ferocity, and
Animal
sheer force.
ferocity.
The healing factor
Chain.
is infinite. He's been pushed to the edge countless times, but Logan always claws his way back.
That mean it's infinite,
Not
right?
only
What the fuck?
because he's tough, but because every scar and trauma is part of his character.
That's what I'm saying. Logan was good, like how everybody say it, but I'm not trying to see Wolverine die. I'm not trying to see that. I didn't want to see that. I'm sorry. And y'all brought him back anyway. What the fuck did y'all show us that he dying for? To say, oh, it's one of the greatest movies ever because the hero died at the end or some shit. Mm. I don't know, man. I don't
And thanks to his powers, those scars rarely stick around for long. Angel, Warren
know.
Worthington
Angel.
III, started out as the golden boy of Xavier.
No, how the fuck? No, how the fuck is Angel level above Rogue? All he can do is fly. She can do that, and without wings. The fuck?
Xavier's original five. His mutation looked like a blessing. Perfect feathered wings that gave him flight, speed, and endurance in the air. For years, he embodied the archetype of the superheroic angel, even adopting the alias Avenging Angel.
Yeah,
That
whatever.
changed when Apocalypse captured him and transformed him into Archangel,
Got his
replacing
ass.
his organic
I had that action figure as well. I had Archangel. I ain't have regular Angel. I had this motherfucker right here.
wings with razor sharp metal blades that could slice steel and launch volleys like deadly
Yep,
arrows
had the little
without
plastic wings and
armor
shit.
personality, pulling Warren into Apocalypse's service and creating one of the most iconic corrupted hero arcs in X-Men history. Later stories
That
showed
was
him
in the
balancing
original X Men, I
between two
think.
sides of himself, the noble heir turned philanthropist and the grim reaper with metallic wings. In more recent years, he's alternated between the two forms, sometimes balancing both identities. Angel belongs in Beta because while his powers make him one of the most visually striking mutants, his ceiling is tied to aerial combat and transformation. He's devastating.
Man, Rogue will rip them metal wings off of his back, ball them up, and let him fall to his death. What is they talking about?
Stating in the right conditions, but he's not bending the laws of reality or rewriting history like the heavy hitters above him. Remy LeBeau is the definition of style meeting substance. Raised on the streets of New Orleans as part of the
You know she can't.
he grew up with charm, agility, and a knack for getting into trouble. His mutation, the ability to charge
Maybe he could
objects
be
with
on this
kinetic
level,
energy until they
but Rogue
explode,
should be on this
turned
level too at
trading
least.
cards into his signature weapon. Toss a few in a fight, and they become deadly projectiles with pinpoint accuracy. His abilities don't stop at cards. He can charge nearly anything, from small objects to, in alternate timelines, massive structures. What keeps him in beta instead of higher tiers is control. Remy rarely taps into the extreme ends of his mutation, preferring finesse over spectacle. Combined with his
Hey, he
acrobatics,
said over
fighting
spectacle.
skills, and Cage's swagger, he carved out a role as both a fan favorite and a wild card in X-Men missions. His complicated romance with Rogue,
You always need a wild card, Charlie.
his shady ties to Mr. Sinister, and his mercurial loyalties have kept him central
Mercurial.
to mutant drama for
I hear that
decades.
fucking word
He's
since
never
12th
been the
grade.
strongest on the battlefield, but his mix of flash and unpredictability makes him unforgettable. Level 5 Alpha Cyclops. Scott Summers has one of the most recognizable mutant powers in Marvel history. Optic blasts powered by solar energy. They're not lasers, they're concussive force beams, meaning he's basic.
Hey yo, Cyclops, my man's. He cannot beat Rogue. I don't care what y'all talking about. Rogue will fuck Cyclops up. How is he 2 tiers above her? Nonsense.
A living artillery cannon. The catch is control. Because of a childhood accident damaging his brain, Scott can't switch them off on his own. That's why he wears his ruby quartz visor or glasses at all
You ain't
times.
even got
Over the
control of this
years, his
shit.
mastery of those beams has turned into something almost scientific. He's banked shots off walls at impossible angles, blasted through sentinels like they were paper, and even held back the Phoenix Force with raw precision. But
Hmm.
Cyclops' true strength is leadership. He's been the field commander of the X-Men for decades, orchestrating battles where every mutant's abilities are
You know, when I was younger too, and I just what I'm saying, my brain used to be all over the place when I was younger. I used to watch this and say, what is that thing across his chest connected to? Is it like, do it look like that in the back of him? You know what I'm saying? Like, or is it like or is it one suspender and then this part go around your neck to go to that suspender? Or do it go to your waist? What logic would any of that be? What is it doing? You feel me? Is it pockets? I don't know. I don't know. I hope in this new X-Men movie that's coming out or any X-Men anything that come out, we figure that out. Remember Zay brought it up.
maximized. In events like Schism and the Krakoa era, Scott's tactical mind has kept mutants alive against
You
overwhelming
got that
odds.
motherfucker
He's alpha,
Coles
not just because of his
Coles
destructive potential, but because
fucking
he
polo
embodies the
T on
strategic
right there.
backbone
Polo
of mutant.
fucking cream shirt.
He was Marvel's first mutant hero, debuting
He
back in
should be higher than
1984
this.
before the concept of mutants even existed.
Namor
His
fuck
Atlantean scale makes
Cyclops
him a
up.
powerhouse
Stop
underwater,
it.
with strength rivaling the Hulk in certain storylines,
Hmm.
vulnerability, and the to breathe on land and sea. And then there are the
Can
wings
you
on
do that,
Cyclops,
Cyclops? I can
small
take you
enough
under this
to
earth
fly. He's
and
loved by
drown
everyone, the
you.
Avengers, the Fantastic Four, and pretty much anyone who crosses him. But what elevates him
This
to
list is
mutant
crazy.
classification is more than raw strength. It's politics. As the king of Atlantis, Namor brings armies with him. His decision to
And
ally
I'm
or
deep.
oppose mutants can change the balance of power overnight. During events like Avengers versus X-Men, his unleashing of the Phoenix Force on Wakanda flooded an entire nation. His temper and arrogance.
Can Cyclops do that? Fuck no. Cyclops can't flood no whole nothing. He would get one zap, and the nigga who behind you gonna hit you with a baseball bat in the back of the head. You're done.
Are legendary, but so is his ability to dominate both the battlefield and the geopolitical stage. He belongs at Alpha because his influence stretches beyond personal feats. It extends to kingdoms, alliances, and global conflicts. Storm. Aurora Monroe is one of the most
I
iconic
gotta see who
mutants ever
above her
created.
because she'll
Not only
fuck some
ability
shit
to
up.
manipulate weather, she can summon lightning, control wind currents, adjust atmospheric pressure, and even change climates across regions. Her powers scale from the micro, like cooling a room or creating a light breeze, to the macro, where she's triggered continent spanning storms. Writers and
Mm,
fans often debate whether Storm is truly Alpha or
fine
Omega.
shit.
The common thread is control.
That's what I'm
Storm
saying.
has a level.
Whoever plays Storm got to be the finest piece. Like they can't just have just no regular joint up there playing the motherfucking Storm. I swear to God. If y'all put Tiana Taylor in a Storm outfit, I am going. I'm never watching nothing X-Men again. Just let you know.
Full of precision most manipulators can only dream of. She can pick a single raindrop out of a hurricane or summon a lightning bolt with surgical accuracy. Beyond power, Storm is revered as a leader and symbol. She once ruled Wakanda as queen alongside T'Challa, has commanded the
Mm-hmm.
X-Men through their toughest
She gotta
battles,
be
and even
bad.
plays a central role in intergalactic politics as part of the X-Men Red storyline on Krakoa and Arakko. Her goddess-like status isn't just for show. In many
Mm-hmm.
cultures within the Marvel universe, she is literally worshipped. She sits at Alpha because she can alter the environment on scales that decide wars, and she does it while carrying herself as one of the most respected figures in all of Marvel lore.
Straight
Level
up.
6, Omega, Jean Grey.
Now
Her
that's where
story arc is one of the most famous
shit get
Marvel
crazy.
missions. She started out as one of
Now
Xavier's
all these three should be above Storm. I agree with that one.
first students with
These
telekinesis
motherfuckers
that
is
let her
different.
move objects and telepathy that grew over time. Then came the Phoenix. Bonding with the cosmic force elevated her from an already
Yeah,
powerful being
Rogue.
to
Rogue should have been where Storm is at. Matter of fact, Rogue and Cyclops can switch. Fuck out here, Cyclops.
galactic scale presence.
I
Even
fuck with Cyclops too. He's a fun character, but you ain't that tough.
capable of linking entire populations through mindscapes, erasing or
Can you cut the fucking Earth in half or some shit like that with your eyes, nigga? You do that and we can talk.
rewriting memories, and fighting psychic battles that play out like wars in the astral plane. Her telekinesis has been refined to the point of simultaneously manipulating dozens of targets with surgical accuracy. The Phoenix Saga cemented her as a symbol of unchecked power and tragedy, and to this day, she
Check.
represents the idea of a mutant whose abilities have no definable ceiling.
Got the old school gear on. That's funny. Glad they did that.
Phoenix legacy while stepping fully into her Omega
Damn.
classification. Reaffirm.
I had Mr. Sinister too. You know what? If I'm not mistaken, Mr. Sinister had like a piece of his gut missing on the toy to let you know that it could grow back or something like that. I'm like almost this close to remembering that. Somebody in the comments let me know how if I nailed that, please.
Affirming that her mind alone can change the course of history. Magneto. Eric Lensher embodies the phrase master of magnetism. His control of electromagnetic forces is planetary scale manipulation. He's lifted entire submarines, thrown tanks through the air,
Come
and
on.
an ultimatum even shifted Earth's magnetic poles. His force
They said the man. Now, see, in the movie, they put some type of metal in that guard's body. So Magneto took that metal out of him. What I'm saying, theoretically, he can take the iron out of your blood. And what? It's crazy.
fields have held back nuclear blasts, and his ability to manipulate electrical currents lets him disable tech with a thought. Beyond the
Mm-hmm.
physics feats, he is defined by
Damn.
ideology.
You think about
A
that.
Holocaust survivor, he views mutant struggle through the lens of survival at any cost, which makes him both one of the X Men's greatest enemies and most vital allies. His
Crazy nigga.
classification as Omega is official. There is no known upper boundary to his control of electromagnetic
Mm-hmm.
forces. Whether building an asteroid base in space or pulling iron directly out of blood, Magneto demonstrates power on scales that rival entire armies. Even in recent years on Krakoa, his role as a statesman for mutant kind has shown that his influence is as vast as his powers. Iceman. Bobby
Your
Drake was
boy.
once the comic relief of the original X-Men lineup.
Yes, he
The bald
was.
ice slides and jokes kept him from being taken seriously. But as writers leaned deeper into his mutation, it became clear that his power was virtually limitless. Iceman doesn't just create ice, he manipulates temperature at the molecular level.
Damn. That sounds scary as hell. If a nigga y'all standing having a conversation, he like, yeah, man, this nigga, he make ice. You know what I'm saying? And then somebody else be like, no, he manipulates temperature at the molecular level. Even if you don't understand what that mean, it sound like something dangerous. You feel me?
Oceans, control
They need to
bodies of water,
give Bobby
even
Drake
transform himself
the
into
damage he
air. For the
deserved in
rest
a
of his mutant
show or a
history,
movie,
nearly
something.
half
Let
of
that
his
boy
body's
go
shadow
off
he can
and
reconstitute from vapor or water
yeah.
nearby. In modern continuity, he has been shown to alter global climates, create massive constructs, and split into multiple ice avatars at once. The true limit for
See?
Iceman has never been his mutation, but his creativity and confidence. Writers like Mike Carey and Sina Grace leaned into this, showing Bobby coming to terms with his Omega status and exploring how dangerous he could become. Level 7, Beyond Omega, Franklin Richards. As the
Frank,
son of Reed
the
Richards,
wildest
Steve
nigga
Trot, and the
around.
Fantastic Four, his lineage alone made him special, but his mutation pushed him into
And I'm just learning like the older version of Frank, he off the chain. See, this is what I'm saying. Anybody named Frank is crazy. He Frank from uh what's the show with the crazy family? You know what I'm saying? That Frank Ocean, Frank the dude American Gangster, that Frank, all the Franks, Frank from It's Always Sunny, all the if your name Frank, fucking crazy.
uncharted territory. Franklin's ability is reality manipulation, not illusions or minor tweaks, but
Mm-hmm.
full-scale
Yeah,
restructuring of
change the
reality.
fucking
He
world.
once created an entire pocket universe during Heroes Reborn and has rewritten physical laws on a whim. For decades, he's been described as an Omega level mutant whose powers
Omega.
rank on the cosmic scale, placing him alongside beings like Galactus in terms of potential impact. In more recent Marvel continuity, his status as a mutant has been complicated. The Krakoa era revealed that his X gene wasn't natural, but the result of self alteration, leading to him being retconned out of mutant identity for a time. Even with that
Damn, so he
reveal, he
made
remains
itself something
one of the most
else?
powerful characters in Marvel history. His feats go
It's
beyond what any
ridiculous.
classification system can measure. Vulcan, Gabriel Summers, long lost brother of Cyclops and half.
You know, I didn't really know about this guy. He kind of like popped up in some other video I saw. Man, who the fuck is Vulcan? You feel me? I ain't get too deep into comics enough to know this guy. He ain't on no movie or no TV show or no cartoon or something. I don't know.
Exploded into X-Men lore with powers that demanded immediate attention. His mutation gives him command over nearly every form of energy, absorbing, redirecting, and
Ooh,
weaponizing it at will. He's snuffed out other mutants' abilities,
damn,
unleashed
snuffed out.
devastating blasts in battle, and even manipulated magical
Don't get snuffed out by nobody.
energy sources. Vulcan's rise was as fast as it was destructive. After being discovered alive on Krakoa, his history as a former Shi'ar emperor came rushing back. This was a
Yo,
mutant
Cameron
who once
Cole.
led an interstellar empire and crushed resistance with sheer force. His instability makes him dangerous not only to his enemies but to his own people. At his peak, he
Damn.
has fought entire teams at once and emerged standing, cementing his place among the most fearsome mutants alive.
Okay.
Scarlet Witch.
You
Wanda
know it.
Maximoff has always been a figure who defies easy labels. Originally introduced as a mutant with hex powers that bent
She's like my niece right
irreversibly,
there.
her abilities evolved into something far more formidable, chaos magic, capable of rewriting reality itself. The most infamous moment came in House of M when she uttered three
Crazy
words,
bitch.
"No more mutants," and empowered
You know
nearly the
what?
entire
She
mutant
probably is.
population.
She probably a Scorpio, bro. I'm telling you, because who the fuck have this much powers and then use them? But a Scorpio. You feel me? Say, man, fuck that. I'm gonna just say, you know what? I'm done with all the mutants, and like 98% of y'all niggas just. Zay, y'all regular Zay niggas now.
That
Ooh,
single act reshaped Marvel continuity for years, wiping out 90% of Mutant's world.
90%.
Later
Sheesh.
stories redefined her as a wielder of chaos magic rather than a true mutant, complicating her place in mutant history. Even so, her feats
Man,
remain
she a
some of the
mutant.
most reality breaking in comics. Wanda has restored lost souls, altered timelines, and battled entities that stand on a cosmic scale. Few characters in Marvel inspire as much
Yeah.
reverence as
They
she has the
squabbling
power to
out there
rewrite the
now.
rules of existence. And that's it. Now, to you, out of every mutant across these levels, who do you think you'd actually want to live as? Powers?
Shit, who I want to live as? Give me somebody that lives forever and healthy and very easily can defend themselves against crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? So not necessarily Wolverine, but something like that. Cause I think Franklin Richards still died. Like he died of old age or something like that. Cause I mean, he ain't rewrite the laws of physics or to say we could live for 1,000 years or 5,000 years. No shit. Maybe Thor. I go Thor. Cause they say he lived for like 5,000 years, right? Who else is out there? Cause who? Cause there's a dude named Immortal or some shit like that, right? But he's a terrible guy. You die, feel all the pain, and ain't got no power. So I'm not that guy. Some somebody else though. I think they got like a seven Immortals things on here. We gonna get to that, that down the stretch. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can stay updated with all the videos we're gonna be posting up. We'll be posting more shorts, all that shit. We gonna try to get this thing going, y'all. Appreciate you.